Hi, welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name. We get our identity, our nationality, and our heritage, and our unique calling. Today we're talking about chapter 15 of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which is chapter 12 of the book of Zion. It's called The Priests of the Lord, and it goes like this. This chapter talks about the duties of the priesthood. It teaches us that getting high is a means by which the gray are contacted. The act of being high itself is sacred. Those who use drugs answer to a higher calling. The Spirit of the Lord is poured upon us from on high. When we activate our gray receptacles in our brain by getting high, we switch gears in our brains. Our functions increase, but at the same time, our bodies become more lethargic. We become hungry for junk food to cope with the increased activity. The high itself is like a light switch. Get high, turn on the switch. Come down, turn off the switch. The THC turns on the higher brain functions. As long as we are high, we are capable of being with the gray. Once you turn on for the first time, you can be heard and speak. But you need to be high in order to commune with them. To commune with them is to immerse yourself in them. You feel their presence. You sense their emotions. You know their soul. This is what it means to be high. When we get high for the first time, we evolve into our true selves. Humans were always meant to be telepathic. It's what being gray is all about. We become aware of life on an entirely new scale. We feel the oneness of creation. We begin to use our emotions in a new way. We are reborn in a sense. This new awareness of energy, of life, that's all around us, changes who we are. We no longer live solely on a physical level. We live immersed in the energy field that is generated by all living things. This awareness binds us to this new reality. We are transformed by our connection to all life. The mundane physical world can no longer occupy our minds. We lose interest in the corporeal things, like sports and the pursuits of money and toys. We come to see the shallowness of our material world as our minds expand to feel the energy fields around us. Our moods become volatile when we are expected to function on a purely physical level. Yet, when you activate the gray brain, you begin to manipulate the energy around you. Every sense is heightened as new senses come online. We become again like children, able to see the wonder and the awe of life. Things begin to happen that are caused by our thoughts. We find what seems like simple truths, but are really communications with our teachers, the gray. We become students of life when we activate the gray DNA by getting high. Getting high is a calling. Those who find the drugs do so because they are ready to find it. Only people who no longer want to live as a normal human choose to do drugs. The people morally able to change will find themselves getting high. It's a cosmic step up onto a higher level of awareness. No one anchored in the physical plane will choose drugs. Only when the spirit is ready will you want to experiment on high. Reincarnation is a real thing. The number of souls created on any given planet is a finite number. Those souls live and die over and over again. We evolve from one person into the next. We go from amoeba to human, step by step. Each living thing on this world is a sentient being. There is an evolution to our souls. Only the most advanced souls find the key to human evolution, the high. When souls evolve to the final stage of ascension, the negative karma they have generated through their evolution must play out as that soul is cleansed of the negative energy. So basically, the last life that we live on the step of evolution is the worst life that we live of all the lives as we pay for all the prior bad deeds that we've done. Only when the soul of the evolutionary is purely positive can the body awaken on that higher level. Any underdeveloped soul will only find paranoia or a desire to sleep. That's why some people find themselves rejected by the high. They are allergic to it, or they get tired. When a negative soul uses pot, they get paranoid as they're overwhelmed by the negativity, which is truly felt for the first time. The high is a spiritual trial. The losers take a bad trip. Those of us who are embraced on high must work out our bad karma and along the way figure out the minor imperfections of their souls as they prepare for their duties on high. The refining of the soul is a very painful experience. Karma takes over, and your life becomes a classroom. You go through a life lesson that teaches you the truth of reality. You begin to understand how life works. You take control of your reality. You learn to do only what is good. You redeem yourself. This is where my people are spiritually. We have spent our lifetimes working out our bad karma. We have gone through the school of hard knocks. Now, some of us are ready to become priests of the gray. The rest are close enough to figure it out in Zion. So it is time for us to begin to become what we were always meant to be. What little remains of our training will become the curriculum for the priesthood of Zion. Our duties will be to be the voice of the gray. We will connect to a partner who is gray. Together, each pair will work at their profession. Healers will heal. Social workers will care for humanity. Engineers will build a new world. Each person will do what they are taught to do. The priests of Zion aren't like religious priests. Although many of my people will work on the spiritual and emotional levels, that is just the one facet of interplanetary contact. Our priests will be interpreters more than anything else. We communicate with the gray so that the humans can understand their thoughts. That is the true duty of the Zionite priest. It's not about our souls. It's about our ability to communicate with a telepathic race. Our bodies were created to be either what we are now, humans, or what we can become, the gray human, the true hybrid. But we need to ingest THC in order to do that. This was done to allow our human earthly DNA to mature enough to be able to safely use telepathy. But to safeguard our moral and intellectual growth, we had to remove our gray anatomy that created THC. Now, we are forever bound to getting high in order to do our jobs. When we begin to understand the truth on high, our place in society will change drastically. Soon, we will be sought out because we get high. People will give us tithes, to smoke pot on their behalf. We will become the elite members of society. We will become the leaders of our nation, the humanitarian world leaders. This chapter also talks about the blessings of the nations of Israel and Zion that we will enjoy when the grave once again guard us and guide us into a brighter future, a future of peace and plenty. One of the major changes we will make in Zion is to do away with money. When profit no longer motivates society, the basic needs of the people will become the priority. There will be no hunger, no homelessness, no need to deprive others of their needs. There will be no money to create want in Zion. The advent of space travel and interplanetary commerce will ensure a brighter future for all of humanity. The Zionites and Israelites, in particular, will benefit from this new reality. Commerce does not have to involve money. God's goods for services works just fine for the gray and for the rest of the galaxy. Barter is the key to trade. Joining the galaxy will be a blessing for all of humanity. When the gray become known to us, everyone will be able to sense their presence. Many people will begin to experience visions and dreams, prophetic dreams. People will be drawn to them on a spiritual level. There will be an awakening of our gray senses upon the gray's arrival. All who are drawn to the gray will become priests, ministers to humanity. We will be taught to be healers, counselors, prophets, and arbitrators. We will be the new doctors, using energy to heal. Our connection to the gray will give us abilities needed to provide assistance in life to all humanity. It is a calling to be drawn to the gray. We will be called the holy people. We will be given honor for all of our suffering once the humans realize that the governments have forced all of us to live in want and need. When the gray had the means decades ago to end poverty and war, our purpose is to take care of humanity. When we begin to do so, we will be rewarded for defying the governments. Our use of drugs will become what is meant to be, the means to become more than human, so that we can take care of those who are human. And I'm going to end here because I don't want to get too long. So, may the gray bless you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May your thoughts, words, and deeds all be good and light. Stay happy and high, my friends. I love you all, and I'll say good later. And I will say later because I'll never say goodbye.